So how many of y'all have ever been vaccinated before or gotten a vaccine? Probably all of you, right? It's a pretty normal thing. Has that vaccine ever caused a debilitating disorder or disease? I can answer that for you, no. Could you have had an adverse reaction or a side effect from the vaccine? Possibly. But anything you put in your body comes with risk, and that includes food, medications, injections, all of the above. Here I've listed the usage, warnings, side effects, dangers for taking, let me guess, the common medication Tylenol. Tylenol is something that most all of you have probably taken before, and it comes with a list of side effects, well, you see in the tiny print there. I'm not going to read that for you, I'm just letting you know that everything comes with a risk, and keep this in mind as we talk about vaccines. So first, when we talk about vaccines, we're going to talk about Dr. Wakefield. Dr. Wakefield was a research doctor who, well, still is alive, but he's not a doctor anymore. He was from England, who published a research study about measles, the measles vaccine actually, and that he claimed it caused autism. Well, this study was published in 1998, but in 2010, this study was retracted because he used falsified data and emphasized on the falsified. This data said that autism was caused by this vaccine, but when autism is actually a genetic mutation in the embryonic stage of development when you're inside the womb. So it's impossible for this vaccine to cause measles. But since this study was published and on the market for over 10 years, had a huge snowball side effect, caused a huge uproar when it came to social media, celebrities, and people were not getting vaccinated. In fact, in 2000, measles was considered eradicated in the United States. But guess what? It came back. And this is a chart just showing the number of cases that were reported in the US, just the US, so you can imagine the impact all over the world. So, what is measles? Measles is a viral infection that mainly affects children and babies. It causes a horrible rash and has killed many, and it continues to kill many as long as people aren't getting vaccinated. And ironically, the majority of the people who got measles were unvaccinated. And travelers with measles continue to bring the disease into the US. Measles can spread in a community that has not been vaccinated, such as a lot of communities in California who are anti-vaccination. What's really sad about this is that most of their facts for not wanting to be vaccinated was based on Dr. Wakefield's study, which was completely falsified. Here I've shown how a vaccine actually works. Vaccines are actually very small amounts of weak or dead germs from the disease that they inject into your body. Don't freak out, they're not injecting you with the virus. Usually what's injected is a mutated form of the virus that is used to create an immune response that creates antibodies that protect you from getting that disease. And here's just a few pictures of how your cells work together to create that immune response. These are two pictures of two children that have measles. So like I said, the measles is an infection that mostly infects children and babies. That's also what's another sad part of the infection. So usually the measles can be fatal, most of the time it will be. And what's really sad is that it's completely preventable by getting vaccinated. In fact, what's even worse is that there are people that have a compromised immune system, and they're not able to get the vaccine because their immune system's compromised. And so there are people out there that can be vaccinated but choose not to, and expose the people who are immunosuppressive to this horrible disease. So I've included this slide to show that social media and celebrities have had a negative impact on vaccination. What I mean by this is that woman right there is Jenny McCarthy, and that's her son. She came out and said several years ago that her son got the measles vaccine And after he got the measles vaccine, he was never the same again, claiming that the measles vaccine gave him autism, which we now know is completely false and does not happen. Like I said, autism is a genetic mutation that happens before birth. So it's really sad to think that a lot of people look up to her and believe what she says. And so these people who believe what she says and takes her word for it didn't get vaccinated. Therefore, the chain reaction and people having an outbreak of measles. Another thing is social media has made it really easy for these anti-vaccination groups to grow and to spread fake data and fake knowledge about vaccines. And I know I've seen more than once on social media some of my friends on Facebook posting stuff about not getting vaccinated or don't get the flu shot, it'll give you the flu, which is completely false. So in conclusion, every injection comes with a risk, and sometimes the risks are worth the benefits, especially when it comes to vaccination. Children are dying because people refuse to check their facts. And it's very important to vaccinate not just for yourself, but for other people too, because there are people who are not physically able to get those vaccines. The recent outbreak of measles could have been prevented, but it wasn't because people did not get vaccinated. So at the end of the day, get vaccinated, people. It's not going to kill you, and it doesn't cause autism, doesn't cause any kind of paralysis or anything like that. Just get vaccinated. And the sources I used for this speech was medium.com, alpha.org, vaccines.gov, Fear, Misinformation, Intermurnets, How the Wakefield Paper with the Press, Advocacy Groups Damage the Public Health, New York Times, the CDC, highbeam.com, mayoclinic.org. Thank you.
Good show.